Good afternoon, good evening, I guess. But my name is Satish Peters, and I'm a Rockland Commerce student. I run the U of T Entrepreneurial Society, and I'm a consultant for a lot of startups. And the question that we're really asking ourselves today is, how do financial institutions and payment companies utilize social media, and how do they use that to engage their customers to thereby result in an ultimate increase in ROI and equity for the company? The brand equity is key, obviously, which is one of the biggest equities for companies in today's era. I think the bigger message that, the bigger picture that really needs to be looked at is the importance of looking at things from a very customer-centric approach. I think what really differentiates banks and financial statements and other companies is that a bank and a financial institution or a payment company, they don't really have a specific target market. They're looking at a very large market share that they're segmenting into different categories, right? You're segmenting the category of Gen Y, people between the age of categories between 18 to 30. You're segmenting people into Gen X, people aged between 31 to 50. You're segmenting people into the boomer population and then senior population, right? And what we have to recognize is that every category has different needs and they resonate to different things. Gen Y, obviously, what's important is that you're solving one core problem for everyone in the community. You're really resonating one core message. You're either a product differentiator, or you're either a cost leader. So customer service is probably the most important thing to you, or other relevant things like quality, security, speed are the most important things to you. Or for some people, the most relevant things could be cost. So it really comes down to what your core value and core message is, because you want to resonate and carry forward the core value and core message through social media, because it gives you an opportunity to be engaged. It's not a one-from media. It's media that engages people, and you're really getting real-time research and customer research and feedback from people that are really your customers and people that matter to you. But I think what is important is that to recognize that every target market has different needs and they resonate to different messages. For example, Gen Y. Gen Y as a population on the whole, a lot of research has been done, and they prefer things that really bring about loyalty with them. People, they're really about brand. They like people to know that they belong to a certain company. There's this feeling of belongingness. So I think using mediums like Facebook, things that really go viral, makes a lot of sense to people that are Gen Y. Now, if you come to Gen X, people from 31 to 50, they don't really care, and they don't really want people to know what they're using, what banks they're working with. And so I don't know if it's most relevant to use a platform like Facebook, but a platform like LinkedIn that's more serious and more about business, potentially even Twitter, makes more sense, right? Now, as you move over to you move to the senior population, the baby boomer and the boomer population, a lot of them use Facebook, but they use it for different reasons. I'm not sure if Facebook would be the best platform, but once again, something like LinkedIn could be a common platform that's relevant for everyone, because it brings about the professional aspects of things. You have to recognize things like Facebook and Twitter, they're really about fun. They bring about fun aspects of people. So if you want to resonate to something that's fun, and then I see it makes a lot of sense. But I think what's important is that your message stays in consistency with the core macro environment of the social media website, or the social media environment, which I think is a very, very important component. Now, considering that, I think what's important is that you have something like a blog, which is a common platform, which really utilizes social media 3.0 is really engagement between two parties is very important. You really want to know what your market wants, what your people want, what your customers want. Now, considering that, now moving back to ROI, and which is a very relevant question these days. Obviously, every target segment wants different things out of out of social media engagement. The younger Gen Y, they prefer to learn about newer products. I would prefer to learn about newer products because I spend time on social media. People who fall within the age categories of Gen X and Boomers, they potentially just want more secure information. They want to know how their portfolios are doing. They want to know how their money is doing in their bank, rather than trying to find new information. They rather have an appointment with a banking officer to really investigate and find out new information. So considering that, I think what's relevant, it really comes down to what your customer centric is, who your markets are, your different target markets. But I think ultimately, in terms of an ROI perspective, it's really important to have key performance indicators per target market, based on whether for the younger population, if customer service is more important, engagement is more important, retention rate is more important. I think key performance indicators for each target segment need to be applied. They need to be applied to per social media engagement and per tool that's utilized. And I think you need to come to a deductive result and see if you're meeting key performance indicators, or if you're performing beyond your expectations. Right? But with the advantage is obviously it's lower cost in terms of social media, and you really resonate and you really engage with people. But I think it has to be done really well, because if it's not, it could be diluted. You don't want to be sending out a fun message on Facebook to someone who falls within the age category, who's a little older and who doesn't really look at a financial institution as something fun, but something that's more serious, more secure, more real time. So I think it's really about having a consistent message based on per target market, but the overall focus and message is the same. And a blog is definitely something that can be a common platform for everyone, a community. It's all about a community. People care about each other. It's about being customer centric. Thank you so much, and I really hope I really hope my perspective has some value. Thank you.